Hi
Hi
guys.
guys,
I'm Eric.
I'm Corina. Welcome back to our channel. So we just got back from our Tokyo trip, just a few days back, and today we just want to share with you a few tips when it comes to planning for your next trip to Tokyo. One of the things we're concerned about is having to carry our luggage everywhere, because the thing is, we arrive very early in the morning, 7 a.m. at Narita, and our hotel obviously is not ready for check-in yet. Of course, we can carry all our luggages to the hotel. However, we actually have between us 6 pieces of luggages.
Right, with all the winter clothes and things like all fully vacuum packed, but we still end up with 6 luggages.
Pretty huge luggages,
guys.
yeah. So we found out about this baggage delivery service, which could deliver our luggage from the airport to our hotel. So we thought that we'll make full use of it, so that will kind of like free our hands, and we don't need to travel all the way to the hotel to check in first with all these big luggages. Because, by the way, although there are luggage spaces available on the train for you to store your luggage while you're traveling from the airport to your destination in Tokyo, it's pretty limited. Right?
They don't have overhead kind of racks for you to put, and the hassle is that they carry the 20 odd kilos of luggage up the stairways. There are lifts, but the lifts are pretty small.
Yeah.
So that's one of the hassle if you are bringing a lot of heavy luggages, right?
Yes. So we thought that we will make use of their baggage delivery service. Initially, from the website, what was stated was if you arrange for the delivery before 10 a.m., right, the baggages will be delivered on the same day to your hotel in Tokyo. However, we only found out when we arrived that this is not the case. They only have next day delivery. So I'm not sure why the website is not updated, or was it because this is Narita and same day baggage delivery only apply to Haneda Airport, because Haneda Airport is actually much closer to Tokyo Central compared to Narita, which is about 2 hours or so away from Tokyo Central.
Yeah.
So we had a problem then, right, darling?
Yeah, we had a problem then, especially I can't speak that much Japanese. We managed to settle the baggages. They're very polite, and they even suggest to us to pack a smaller bag into the bigger bag. One thing I must say about them is they try their very best to, customer first kind of service. We got our bags all settled, right, Nana?
Yeah, we had to do a little bit of repacking at the airport.
Right.
Yeah, because we have this backpack, right? So we decided to pack our first night's clothing and our toiletries into the smaller backpack.
Right.
And then after that, we then sent off the rest of the baggages with the what's that company called?
Yamato.
The
one with the big cat and the small kitten. Yeah.
Yep.
You can see them in Singapore too.
Yeah.
So because why we carry the backpack is because we plan to just when we arrive at the airport, just go shopping and hit the street of Tokyo, guys.
Yep.
So that's why we have a smaller backpack. 2 of us have 2 backpacks each, right?
Yes.
1 backpack each. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so the lesson learned is this: if you want to use the baggage delivery service, which I think is a great service, by the way.
Yeah.
Pack 1 day's clothing and the toiletries you need for the first day into a smaller pack, and then you send off the rest, and your hands are pretty, freed up to do your sightseeing and such in Tokyo, especially if you arrive early in the morning and you have the whole day ahead of you. Yeah.
So make sure that the bags that you carry are comfortable, because you'll be running around the streets and hopping from train to train, and something comfortable that with a good cushion that you can actually carry on board, and something that you can put above the rack, not something too big. Yeah, guys, become very cumbersome. Yeah?
Yes. Not every train station has got escalator.
Yes.
So
They do have lifts. But they're pretty small, yeah.
Yeah, we were due to arrive in Hakone on a Monday. So by Saturday, we actually asked our hotel to help us arrange for our baggages that we want to be delivered to Hakone, to be sent over there. So the baggage delivery, we decided to do it earlier rather than on a Sunday, just in case it doesn't arrive on time. So we don't want to take the risk, and we did it on Saturday. So by the time we arrive in Hakone on Monday, our luggages are already nicely placed in the room, much to our surprise, right?
Right, guys.
Yeah.
So that's all much for the luggages, right?
Yes. Yeah. The next thing we want to touch on is the transport from Narita to Tokyo Central. If you want to take a private taxi, okay, that will cost about $300 Sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Pretty pricey, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so the alternative would be to take either a bus, which I think is a bit complicated for us.
We decided to take, as usual, all the people was doing
The
train.
Skyliner. Yes.
Yeah, the Skyliner.
The
yeah.
Skyliner, which is very nice, clean and efficient.
Yes.
But to take the Skyliner, what you need to do is book in advance because it's a reserved seating system. So on the ticket itself, it's actually seat number and carriage number assigned to you. So you have to sit in your stated seat number and carriage number. So you can't just sit anywhere you please.
Yeah. Just need to be very careful before you enter the train, the carriage. Make sure you enter the right cabin, right? Yes. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Because we entered the wrong one.
Yeah, we entered the wrong cabin. We were so comfortably seated with all the bag upstairs, and the lady came and said, "I'm so sorry, I think you're in the wrong car," right? So we have to move one car down. But, well, that's the fun of travel, right, guys?
Yes.
Make mistake here and there, and then you learn from it.
Yeah, I guess we were too tired because we didn't sleep at all during our late night flight from Singapore to Narita. It was about 6 hours plus, but we didn't sleep a wink.
Yeah,
and it was early morning arrival, so yeah, we were pretty spaced out right now.
Right, yeah.
We rode from Narita Terminal 1 all the way to Ueno Station, which is right in the center of Tokyo. And from there, we took the subway ride to other parts of Tokyo. So it's actually very convenient. Right? Yeah, it was a very nice train ride, very relaxing. In fact, it took about an hour. So we'll highly recommend this mode of transport from Narita to Tokyo Central. Okay. Of course, you can also rent a car and drive, which we will touch in another video.
Yes.
But I believe for most travelers arriving at Narita Airport, the train ride would be a very efficient way to get around.
Yeah, get to downtown, wherever we want to go,
Yeah.
And they make concession for tourists, right, darling? You want to talk about the card that we have here?
Oh yes. Okay. So guys, after clearing custom and getting your baggages settled, the next thing that you want to do is to get a Pasmo Passport. Well, there's two kinds of passes for visitors to Japan. One is called the Pasmo Passport, the other one is called the Welcome Suica Card. Now, because we arrived at Narita Airport, Welcome Suica Card is actually not available for purchase at Narita Airport. It's only available at Haneda Airport. So instead of Welcome Suica, we got ourselves the Pasmo Passports. Check it out. It's actually quite cute, right? The design.
Yeah.
Love the design.
Hello Kitty and the rest of the Sanrio characters, guys.
Yes. In fact, this will make great souvenirs.
Yeah, which we actually kept, as a souvenir.
Right.
Yeah.
And it comes in a cute little jacket like this.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like this. So the place to get this Pasmo Passport is actually at basement 1. After you arrive at the arrival hall, just take the escalator down to basement 1, Skyliner and Keisei Information Center. So you get this Pasmo Passport at the same place where you get your Skyliner ticket. And to buy this Pasmo Passport, you need to show proof that you are a visitor, and so you need to show a passport. They only issue one Pasmo Passport per visitor. This Pasmo Passport is valid for 28 days from the day of purchase, and it comes with a stock value of 1,500 yen. You can use it right away, after you step off the Skyliner at the Tokyo Metro. You can use it for the JR lines as well and for buses. Yeah, so it's really very convenient, and we highly recommend that you get this Pasmo Passport straight away upon arrival, right, darling?
Yeah,
to facilitate your transportation across the city. So to top up this Pasmo Passport is also very easy. Just do it at any train station across the city. By the way, you can't get any refund on any unused value on the Pasmo Passport, so you have to make sure that you use up everything as much as possible before you return back home. You can also use it at convenience stores like Family Mart and Lawson. So in case on the last day you realize that you still have some value left and you're not taking any more train or bus transport, you can just spend it at Lawson or Family Mart to buy your drinks or your snacks, things like that.
Right. No, this Pasmo card is actually something like our visiting card, tap and go kind of thing. It allows you to pass through the train station with ease. You just need to go to the gantry and tap it, and they're open for you to pass through, right? So topping up, it's very easy. Like my wife said, those train stations, there are a lot of these booth little area where you can just top it up, but you can only top up with cash. Hi guys.
Right, and you can only buy this in cash. Okay, you can't use credit card to buy it. They only accept cash for purchase.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So bear that in mind. And in case you miss out buying at Narita Airport or Haneda Airport, you can also get it at the major train station in Tokyo, like Shibuya Station and Shinjuku Station.
Right. Most of the time we navigate with Google.
Yes.
Right, and it's very convenient. Darling, you want to talk about Google, how it gets us through all the stations and things like that?
Yeah, Google is really a lifesaver for us, because even before we come to Japan, I use Google to plan our itinerary. It actually map out your journey for you and give you various options like which train line to take, the journey duration from the beginning to the end. So you can actually plan your itinerary pretty efficiently using the Google map.
Right. You map up your travel plans on the train. Let's say from one station, you map up every station along the way so you can actually track it. And even show you what kind of line you're taking. It's like a green line, the yellow line, that kind of thing. So it's very nifty. You go around with it and just have to, follow the Google map. And when you're there at the train station, like for example Shinjuku, you need to go to a restaurant, right, darling?
Yeah.
So it just guide you along the way. So but do pay attention on the road because there are a lot of people. You don't get lost and be taken away by the views and things like that. Check your map as you walk, guys. But you won't get lost with the Google map. Anyway, getting lost is
part of the fun.
Yeah, part of the fun, which actually we got lost a couple of times.
Yeah, and we got distracted all the time.
Yeah, guys, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and usually the journey took us longer than it should, according to Google, because we're just stopping by, taking photographs, taking videos.
For our YouTube channel, guys.
Yeah, there's just too much to see in Tokyo.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, the next thing that we'd like to share with you guys is about advice for early morning arrivals. Darling, what would you like to share about that?
Yes, we have it all planned now because we knew that we'll be there about 7 o'clock. We can't check in the hotel until 2 o'clock. So that's why we decided to hit the road. I guess you guys should do that too because it's very fun. Having settled all the data and the train and all this thing, your luggages, you're free to go, hands-free kind of thing. So we hit the street. We went to Tsukiji Market. We went all around the places, I would advise you guys to have a short itinerary of what you want to do. The first day you arrive in Japan, given the time, explore the streets, the culture, the food, the weather. I mean, it's really cool weather there. We were there about 7-10 degrees Celsius, right?
Yeah. A good place to really check out is Tsukiji Market because they only open in the morning. And usually people will visit Tsukiji early in the morning. So, that would be one of the places that you may want to consider if you have an early morning arrival in Tokyo.
And data. You need to have data, right?
Yes. So what we did is we instead of buying a data upon arrival in Japan, we got eSIM from Erano before we arrived. So when we arrive, we just need to activate it and we are good to go. It's really as simple as that.
Yeah, it's very convenient. You don't have to put in a card or anything like that, So and also we also have this what do you call the card that we travel with, what do you call it?
YouTrip. Oh yes. YouTrip
card.
Highly recommended because when you're using YouTrip, you don't need to deal with the service charges from credit card when you have currency conversion.
Yes.
And they offer very good rates for Singapore to Japanese yen. I'm not sure about other currency, but if you're trying to convert Singapore dollars to yen, it's actually very good rates.
Right.
Japan has come up with a very convenient way for travelers to go through customs. In order to avoid having to fill in forms, those custom forms upon arrival, you can actually do it before you even arrive in Japan.
Online.
Via their website. Okay, I'll put the link below. If you guys want a faster clearance at a custom, you can actually fill up these forms for yourself and for your traveling companions before you arrive. There's 2 forms to fill out. One is the custom declaration form. The other one is the what you call that, the
immigration.
The immigration Okay, 2 forms to fill out. So they'll give you a QR code after that, and when you arrive in Tokyo, you just need to queue up and then scan your QR code, and then the whole process is actually very fast.
Yeah, you're good to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, if you forgot to do it, and you can fill up the forms there. There are pretty much forms, many forms there. You can pick it up, and they're very helpful with the people at the airport. I mean, the whole Japan, they're very helpful. You just need to ask.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Just need to ask to help you. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, one more thing is booking in advance for the places that you want to visit. Okay, so because Tokyo is a very popular destination, and January is supposed to be off-peak tourist season. However, when we're there, it's pretty crowded.
Yeah, I got so many people. The first time I saw Shibuya's crossing, or they call it scramble crossing, I was amazed. Yeah.
Yeah, so given the numbers of visitors and even the locals, what you need to do before you arrive is try to book everything you want to see in advance, as far in advance as possible, to get the time and the date you want. Because popular places, even the animal cafes, the slots fill up very fast.
Yes.
Our trip is actually considered so-called, I think it's a last-minute kind of trip.
Yeah.
We decided to go to Tokyo about 2 weeks before the actual departure. Reason being, we need to clear our...
The Krishnaya miles, we just need to, we just thought that, before it expire.
Many slots which we initially wanted were already taken up. So we need to choose the next best slot and then plan our itinerary accordingly. Because if you try last-minute walk-ins, I think 99% of the time you may not be able to enter that attraction that you want to go, So always book in advance. Also places like Disneyland, Disney Sea, and even Shibuya Sky, because when we were there, we saw the signages put up that tickets have already been fully sold out. So there is no way for you to get a ticket to visit if you just want to walk in, right?
Yeah, guys, with today's technology, it's just, going to your laptop and then do all the bookings. Simple as that, right, guys?
Yeah.
So that when I say you don't want to go to Tokyo or any place you want to go to and miss out on those attractions, and it'll be quite disappointing, right, guys?
Yeah.
So everything booked in advance,
Yep.
right?
Also about queuing up at restaurants, darling.
Yeah. A lot of us thought that when we queue up in the line to get into a restaurant for our meal, we take it that, I'm on this slot here. But no, not in Japan. In Japan, you have to really go up front, and some restaurant have a notepad or a piece of paper. You need to put your names and how many packs, all right? And some with a machine, you need to key and get a queue number, right? It happens to us once or twice. We thought that we were in the line, and
we just queue.
And why is it that people on our extreme side, on the left, they've actually moved forward, and then we found out the hard way. You actually have to do what I just told you, guys.
Yeah. Another thing is train etiquette. So, darling, notice that in Japan the trains are pretty quiet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No talking on the handphone too loudly. They encourage you to put the phone on the silent mode.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And they're very orderly. The train is so quiet. I think it's good. It's good, and they give way to elderly and people, children, and that kind of thing.
Yes.
I think it's really highly commendable. Yeah.
It's a very relaxing and peaceful environment, right?
Yes.
So that's one thing we love about the train rides in Tokyo. Tokyo subway network is so vast, right? And there's so many connections here and there, so many lines. So initially, when we first arrived, it was quite overwhelming, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah. But after a couple of days, we kind of got used to it.
Yeah.
And it became quite a breeze for us to just hop on and off the train and going to different tracks with the help of Google.
Yep, Google. Yeah. You can always ask the train master.
Yep, they're very helpful.
Yeah, they're very helpful. It's like before the gantry or the turnstile, there's this little booth with a train master, or they call it a train station master, or somebody in charge. You can just ask them, they'll point you to the right direction. And just like Singapore MRT, once in a train station, underground, there's so many ways to go. Make sure you look at what they call platform number 1, what train, going from where to where, because there'll be numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So make sure you get the right one.
Yes.
Right, guys? Right? Yeah. And the trains, they're very punctual, they come on time.
Yes.
And one thing that's really commendable is that the toilets really clean.
So clean.
Not only the toilet, the whole area is really clean, guys. Yeah, give them a thumbs up for this one. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And also, there's very few trash cans in public, right, darling?
Can hardly find one.
Yeah, hardly
It's
find
like, yeah, don't know what to, throw in my Coca-Cola can. It's like,
Yeah. So what you need to do is take your trash along with you and then dispose it when you reach your hotel. Another thing for smoker, darling, maybe you'd like to share?
yeah, for smoker is a smoke-free zone. You're not supposed to smoke in the downtown Tokyo or in restaurants and things. I think it's good, for smoker. It helps you to cut down your bad habit. But there are little corners or called booths where you can go in and smoke or you can go in and vape. It's funny thing is that for smokers and vapors, there are two different kind of area, booth. We've seen that, only for vapors, only for smokers, But it's good, I mean, it's really good discipline to, not to share your secondhand smoke with people. That's very inconsiderate, right? That's why when we walk along the street of Tokyo, it's fresh. I mean, guys, you don't see cigarette butts everywhere, I think that's a positive step towards a smoke-free world, guys.
Yes. Yes. Right. Okay. Before we go, we also like to share a bit about our itinerary. Our entire itinerary, which we'll share in the link below, is 13 days, but that covers the day of arrival and the day of departure. So strictly speaking, we only have like 12 full days in Tokyo. And actually, darling, what do you think? You think it's enough?
Well, I don't think it's enough because I was telling my wife, joking with her, and said, might as well just go to Hokkaido or Kyoto or Osaka since we're there, because I really love Japan. I mean, my first time there, I can see not only the place is nice, the scenery, the weather, the air, the people, that makes a difference. They're very polite, they don't cut you, and they help you along the way, even though there's a what do you call language barrier. They take the time to really try to help you.
Right.
And one thing you must be prepared when you go to Japan, Tokyo, lots of walking. Every day we cover an average of about 14,000 steps.
15,000, I think.
Yeah, but
it's good.
It was fun. I mean, it's like after taking all the carbs, so many food to eat, spoiled for choice. It's about time you brought them out, right?
We try to cover as much ground as we can while we were there. Try to maximize our time to see the things that we want to see, do the things that we want to do, and to eat the food that we want to eat.
Spoiled for choice, guys.
But then again, we didn't manage to cover everything in the itinerary either, because for most part, sometimes we are just too, I guess, absorbed in what we were doing, so we kind of lost track of time. So do give yourself a bit of allowance, when you're traveling. You don't want to get all stressed out trying to just follow the itinerary or trying to just get from one place to another, but rather enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. The journey is the fun, So it's about really slowing down to enjoy your surroundings. So if I were to do it again, all over again, I'll probably maybe have a not so tight itinerary. I don't know, can I call itinerary tight? What do you think, Danny?
Well, it's comprehensive. When my wife planned, I think it's very comprehensive. I always joke it's like a boot camp, place to place, and then a lot of walking. But like my wife say, let the itinerary be a guide, but let your feeling be the main guide, right?
Yes.
As you go along on holiday, just free and easy. That's why it's called, right? Go with the flow, guys.
Well, but at least I didn't plan an itinerary whereby we got to wake up at 7 a.m. every day, right, darling?
Yeah. Anyway, guys.
Most of the time we get enough sleep, right?
Right.
We are not into nightlife and clubbing. So usually by 8 o'clock or 8:30 p.m. we'll be back at the hotel resting, and then we don't get out of the hotel until maybe about 9 or 10 a.m. the next day, because we just enjoy lazing around.
Well, daytime is the time to work, and nighttime is the time to out and out, rest and relax, guys, right?
Especially with all the walking.
Enjoy the walking though, guys.
So I'll be sharing our itinerary in the link below. We hope that it could be a useful reference for you when you plan your own trips.
If you guys have anything that we want to ask, do drop in our comment section, right?
Oh yeah, one more thing, darling. Almost forgot. Would you like to talk about the consumption tax, the 10% consumption tax for tourists?
Tourists we get tax-free exemption, right? So we were at this what do you call the drug?
Matsumoto Kiyoshi.
In Shibuya, and then there are a couple of lines there. In fact, two lines. One, we were all standing on the wrong line, and then the cashier, I say, well, you guys are tourists, right? I say, yeah. I say, please, you need to stand on the tax exempt line. So when you stand on the tax exempt line, we approach the cashier, they ask you for your passport. And then, you won't be charged the tax.
Yeah.
So in a way, I guess a different operator, like maybe Uniqlo and all this, they might have a different kind of way of doing it. But basically, as a tourist, you're tax exempted, right, guys?
Is it immediate? They do it immediately?
Yeah, on the counter. They don't give you cash in return. Probably they give you a different price, taking
Yeah.
off all the charges and all this. And we have one subscriber who asked about this, and
Yeah.
hopefully we've answered you.
The question.
The questions. And yeah, any comment or anything that you might want to suggest, drop us in the comment section right there.
Yeah, and we love to hear from you, especially your own experience
Yes, you can share.
Tokyo, and feel free to share your tips and your advice as well. Because we'll be going back to Japan again.
Thank you guys for all your subscription and all your likes. Do share with your friends, and being new, we need a lot of support from you guys. And as I said earlier, for first-time viewers, if you liked our content, do subscribe and give us a like. It will definitely help us a lot in our journey as a YouTuber, right? As you guys know, we just started off not long ago.
Yeah.
We need all your support and all your likes, guys. All right? So, darling,
Thank you very much for watching our video.
Well,
and God bless.
right, it takes a bit of time, but we hope that you guys has enjoyed this video, and have a good trip wherever you go, and travel safe. All right? Be safe. All right? God bless you guys. Bye-bye.